And they're off. 2 miles and 1 furlong the trip once again for the Sign Lead Your Horse to Water Juvenile Maiden Hurdle Race. And it is Genbu, the most experienced of this field over hurdles. 3 runs already, taking them down towards flight number 1 in the hands of Brendan Powell, being pursued early on by Ames towards the inside, the beige and white. A little bit wider out, the yellow and green. Landing in third was In the Minus, and they were followed by Lunar Orbit, and then at the back is Van Aert. Last of all under Ben Post as they head into their first turn, which is at the end of the back straight, and head back towards the home run for the first time. Genbu, third on all 3 outings over obstacles so far at Uttoxeter, Fontwell and Newton Abbot, brings them down the hill towards flight number 2, being tracked by Ames, one of 2 hurdling debutants in the field, racing towards the inside of In the Minus, and Shane Fitzgerald towards the left as they rise at the next hurdle. Lunar Orbit popped over under James Bowen in 4th position, and then Van Aert, who was well beaten on hurdling debut at Fontwell, has one on the flat at Kempton. Here's the back marker running down the hill and approaching flight number 3. Genbu. Ears pricked, coming into the wings of it. In the Minus towards the left in the yellow. Ames on the inside, about 1.5 lengths to Lunar Orbit. And Van Aert just briefly shaken up for a stride or 2, touching down. But as they race up and heading towards a complete circuit of the course, there'd probably only be around 3.5 to 4 lengths covering the field. And going towards the flight on the road side, which will be number 4. In the Minus is making headway towards the outside to now dispute the lead with Genbu. Ames, with an official rating of 90 on the flat, will jump it in third, followed by Lunar Orbit, and Van Aert continues at the back of the field and again is driven away from that hurdle and more firmly than he was previously as well by Ben Post as they level off onto the far side. They've got 4 to jump. Genbu by a length, going back on In the Minus, under a tight rein from Fitzgerald in 2nd place. He was in the winner's enclosure last night at Roscommon, as too was trainer Brian Corley. Ames in 3rd, a succession of good runs on the flat this year since winning at Chepstow. Ran well at Glorious Goodwood and at Royal Ascot as well. And he's 2 lengths in advance of a Lunar Orbit. And then 1.5 lengths Van Aert, still on and off the bridle, but still in touch as they head towards the final flight down the back. Genbu will lead over from In the Minus, who just skipped over. 3/4 of a length was between them. Ames continues to sit just off the leaders in 3rd place with no change in the order. Lunar Orbit 4, Van Aert 5, and they're well grouped now as they head into the turn. Van Aert still being ridden along as Ames makes progress, travelling sweetly for Bowen between runners. Genbu against the rail. Out wide is In the Minus, and Ames between them going well. 2 lengths Lunar Orbit, and now as the pace lifts, running down towards 2 from home, Van Aert is more firmly outpaced. Coming towards the second last then, Ames moving up alongside Genbu. Not a lot between them. Now just being shaken up, the favourite for the first time. Lunar Orbit's trying to make some progress. In the Minus under pressure. Van Aert well behind, and racing down towards the final flight. Ames is asserting here quite readily. Moving clear of Genbu. Lunar Orbit sticking to the task and making a bit of ground towards the inside, but Ames will come to the last hurdle around 4 or 5 clear and jumped it very well indeed. He jumped it 5 lengths to the good and he's striding up towards the line for a very nice hurdling debut. Ames for Sean Bowen and James Owen. Clear at the line to beat Lunar Orbit in 2nd, Genbu 3rd again. In the Minus was 4th, and Van Aert will come home last of the 5.